Thank you guys for tuning in. This is 26 Sports with your host, Mike Reza. And today I have a very special guest, the one, the only WBO junior lightweight champion of the world, Jamel Semper Fi Herring. Man, how you doing today, Jamel?
What's up, brother, man? It's always good. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. It's good to speak with you again.
Always, man. Always a good time. And let's get into it, man. You got your big fight February 27th.
Right.
I'm happy for you. You finally got this fight that you wanted for so long. You got Carl Frampton. It's going to be overseas in the UK. And there's been a lot of talk from Frampton's side, to put it nicely, about, let's say it, man. They say about the weight issue. And as long as I've known you and always that we talk, man, you've never had a problem with weight. For some reason, they feel that you got a weight issue. So how do you feel when you hear him say that? And do you think that possibly you're in his head already?
I mean, you said it right there, bro. Like, you know me, I don't do a lot of I don't do a lot of talking, man. Especially when I'm in camp. I just focus, I just focus on training, and I don't feel the need to put out these theories or bash anyone in the process of it. And when you say stuff like that, in my opinion, I mean, just look at it from fight history. People always try to find hope, a niche that they can take advantage of. So
Yep.
if they're banking on weight being an issue, that you should basically question, what's going on with their camp. If they believe that they have at least the skills and tools to beat me, on an even playing field. Because if you're just focusing on and talking and banking on weight issues, then you're gonna have a long night. Because like you said, man, I mean, when have I ever had an issue with weight? If anything, if you go, Boxrec says, "Oh, bro, I've come in under the weight limit
Every
for
time.
each fight."
Yep.
Yeah, every time. So it's like, I never, if anything, that makes me honestly, it makes me feel good because, like I said, it kind of like points out that, like, if they're focusing on weight is their, what I'm saying, is their main factor in terms of victory, then I'm going to be doing pretty fine come fight night because
Mhm.
weight is far from the issue. You know what I mean? If anything, yeah, I would expect him to say that, he beats me in terms of the experience factor. But yeah, like you pointed out, I mean, you seen from Frank Warren posting it out,
Mhm.
and even before the fight was announced. We can go back to Twitter. The day they put that out there, what I do, I hopped on the scale, and my weight they started saying they thought I was like 160 pounds.
Yep.
Like yeah, that was funny. So I got on the scale. I was under the welterweight limit at the time, and then just last week, you seen the last week,
Yeah.
I was at 138 pounds. So it was like I mean, what more like? I mean, hey, I'm feeling good about myself and good about this fight. And if anything, they need to focus on the fact that I'm actually healthy this time around. Than the last time, I was dealing with COVID and
Yeah.
a 5 or 6 month training camp. So, but I don't worry about it. Obviously, I don't take any offense to it, even though they thought, like you also seen, they think that I take offense to everything they say. But you know me very well now, bro. Like I joke with everyone. Like I
Yeah.
speak with everybody online. So now it's an issue for me to speak with the fans and supporters on social media. Like what other world champions really out there, interacting with the fans and support system out there. I'm like probably like the only few that knows how to take a joke. I don't take offense even when his supporters come at me crazy.
Yeah.
You always see I always come back with a joke with something, but I never get all bitter and start cursing people out. Like no, because like I'm not worried about anything. Like I'm actually in a good space. I feel good about the fight. I've been training really hard, and that's all that really matters. I don't like they can talk whatever they want, but on the 27th, it's like I feel like you dug yourself into a hole. You got to back that up now.
Yeah.
You guys said this and then the third. You guys got to back that up.
Definitely. And like I said, when I text you that day, because you just posted something about it was people think they're in your head, and you didn't mention no names. You just said, hey, I've been doing this, and he jumped at you, and I was like,
Yeah, and they attacked me, bro.
yeah.
Like,
I was like, hey, I was like, what happened? What did you say? I was like, is there something else? And you're like, dude, I wasn't even
and it's
talking
crazy.
about him.
Yeah, and it's great. And it's crazy. Yeah, all I was basically saying is that I was actually saying in terms of the build up as a whole, like
Yeah.
there has been really no need for shit talking. Like I literally, because the time difference, like you pointed out earlier, I wake up the next morning, I literally had like 50 something thousand views on the video. So I'm
Yeah.
not thinking nothing of it. Then I look under the comments, and I see a lot of his followers that's really coming at me. Then I seen that he had quoted the tweet
Yeah.
and what he said. I'm like, then I'm putting like what he said. And you know me personally, bro. What he said was true because he tried to say like I was the king of trash talking.
Yeah.
Like whoa, well that's not even my character. And it's like for the people that and like I said again, this is the same guy, him and Frank Warren are the same people that said that they got in my head and they're living rent free in my head. And then like I said, I post something about me working out, whatever, and just they say I'm just focusing on the fight. And I don't need to do all that trash talking. And then I'm getting attacked by a whole nation. So I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. And then you see what I replied. I said, "Well, who's in whose head now?"
Yeah.
And after that, no one said anything because that showed it right there. Like every time you look, bro, I'm getting attacked or they're saying this and then the third, but I don't ever come back with any ill will or anything because you know why? Because like I said, bro, I know what I'm gonna do on fight night,
Yeah.
and like I said, if I was worried, I would have felt some type of way, and I would try to find any little thing I could say to get in his head, but I don't really care for that. I just
Yeah.
care about what I'm saying what the hands will say at the end of the night. So that doesn't like I said, man. I love it. Like like I said, even every interview, I said, hey. Tell Frank Warren and everyone I said hello and everything, and I'll see them soon. But yeah, man, like I was surprised, man, with that day. I was like, man, he said I'm the king of trash talking. I said I may be the king of jokes. All I do is I make jokes, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go below the belt to to trash or bash anybody. I don't have to do that.
Yeah. And yeah. When that happened that day, it was just funny because you were like, "Bro, what did I do?" Like I didn't even say anything, and I started seeing all the messages and comments, and I was like, "Oh." But the one thing that I think might be triggering him as well is, and I told you, was a lot of people from the UK and Ireland and all that are
In
saying, "Hey,
Ireland
Jamel,"
also, bro.
they're like, "Go, Jamel, do your thing. You're gonna win." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, man,
maybe
I
that's
was
what got him."
yeah, bro. Nah, and I was, you know what? When you said that too, bro, as the weeks went on, I started seeing more of it. Even to
Mm-hmm.
like recently, like you'll go in comments and like you said, you know me, bro. Only thing I put out a few things about maybe the fights or sports, but I
Yeah,
never get on Twitter to be like, oh, I can't wait to like. So when I see like fans reply, it's usually like, oh, Irish fans for Herring, and I'm like, whoa, and then, like
yeah,
I'm surprised, and then like they're like, oh, Herring's gonna knock him out in 8 and this and then the third, and like you said, bro, if I see that, I'm pretty sure like you pointed out, I'm pretty sure he sees it, if not more, because he has a bigger
yeah,
base than I do. So I'm pretty sure he sees all the things that's being said, and it may be getting to him because, like I said, I mean, come on, bro. I've been in this position before. I was doubted in the Ito fight, so I didn't
yeah.
really and I made that fight look easy. So
Mm,
I looked at it again, like, okay, he has the bigger name. I give him that respect, and people, of course he'll have that big fan base. There's things that he's gonna pull out this big victory. Okay, that's fine. I mean, because it makes the fight interesting. I don't want to
yeah,
be in a fight where people think, oh, I'm not gonna watch that fight. It's gonna be one sided. No, I want you. I want to be in a fight where people think that I just have a chance of losing, and then
mm,
or whatever. So that's how I promote the fight. I promote the fight by just bringing that interest of people thinking that there's a chance that I can lose the fight. Not I don't have to go out there and trash talk. But like you pointed out, bro, the fans now more and more as the fight gets closer, I'm starting to see a lot of UK and Irish fans over there who's rooting for me. And I'm honored and I'm flattered, but at the same time, from his perspective, that may begin to him, and it may be a little bit self doubt there, but
yeah,
I'm fine. Like I said, I'm the guy. I'm the one who's going over to a different country,
yeah,
and you don't see me sweating under the pressure because, like I said, I've had a great camp so far, and I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm capable of. Like I said, I know I'm not fighting COVID. I'm not dealing with 3 different delays and restarting camp. I'm not overtraining my body.
yeah.
Not so that's why I never resorted to anything. Even when I go over there, press conference, whatever, I'm gonna just be me, the same person you see right now, just lay back and chill.
Yeah, and yeah, it's funny because as once I told you, then you're like, I've seen it a little bit, and then you told me I see it a lot more now. And I
Yeah,
mean, at the end of the day, I could understand why it would bug you. Same thing happens with remember with Deontay Wilder when he was wondering how come so many Americans were going for Tyson Fury, and it kind of bugged
true.
him. So I could understand it, but at the end of the day, as you said, you're the one going to his country, you're the one going overseas, but you're the champion, but you're taking the risk, and he's the one that seems a
And
little
I'm
bit more
not showing,
bothered.
and I'm not showing any worry. you
Yeah,
know, about it.
exactly.
Like I don't like I've been working hard. I mean, bro, matter of fact, going back to even like the stuff they put out, like you've seen it also. Like how do I get attacked for sparring with Terrence Crawford? Like
Yeah.
what? Like why now? Why are you worried about who I'm training with?
Yep.
Then it's saying stuff like, well, if he sparred Bud, I'm sure Bud's taking it easy. No, man, Bud. What do I learn out of anyone like a Bud Crawford taking it easy
Yep.
on me? Because he's not. I'm not expecting Carl Frampton to take it easy. So like when I'm in there with Bud, we go at it, man. Like
Yeah.
we go at it, and I gain his respect, and vice versa. But so it's not like that. But that tells you again, bro. That tells you again. Why is everyone over there so worried about
Well,
what I'm doing? If that was me, if anything, I'd be like, oh man, yeah, he's sparring around people. I'm gonna keep it to myself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm just I'm like, but at the same time, like, dude, Terrence is not the only sparring partner I have. I have, sparring partners of his stature, 5'5" or whatever you want to put
Yeah.
it. So like, if you think I'm just sparring Bud the whole camp, like you're too focused on what I'm doing over here again. I'm like, man, focus on what's going on over there with you, man. Let me do what I gotta do. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like you can clearly tell if they're paying attention to everything that I'm doing. They see all the stuff the fans and the people out there are saying about the fight.
Yeah, and as you had posted once too, look who's watching all my videos. And I think everyone said Carl Frampton watched your Instagram or your Twitter or Facebook video. It was all him. I was like, okay, all right. So yeah, it's getting to him. I mean, we get it. Watch your opponent to see what they're gonna do. But it was that on top of all the stuff he's been saying makes it.
Exactly. Like, bro, like, listen, like, I'll tell you like this. When I fought, me and Lamont Roach, we're good friends. But when I was getting ready to fight him, me personally, I muted everything from like on Instagram, so I won't have to see it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be I don't want to see you training. I don't want to see none the trash talk. I don't want to see none of that. I just muted everything and literally I unmuted it at him after the fight. But you know what I mean. But like I said, man, because I don't care. Like even today it's funny. Like you mentioned today, man. Again, funny. Ring. If you look yesterday, this is crazy. BT Sports, who I like. BT Sports has
yeah,
been good at building the fight. But they put out a tweet that you probably seen that they try to say Shakur Stevenson is rooting for Frampton to win.
yeah.
And then the same day Shakur puts out, I
That he
put
bet on
2K
you.
on Jamel.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then listen, and then ESPN Ringside put that on their Instagram, and guess who commented on it?
Frampton. Yep.
Carl Frampton.
Yeah,
That I see, but like I said, the BT Sports thing, it was basically a jab at me, but
yeah,
I didn't comment on it. I
yeah,
didn't care for it. I was just like, oh, whatever.
yeah.
And I see it for what I said, and I seen it. The dude asked Shakur if Frampton beats Herring, would be willing to travel to Belfast, and all he said was yes. He didn't say anything about Frampton's going to beat Jamel, and they took it and they flipped it and did
Uh-huh.
whatever. But then when Shakur came back and put the bet on me, now everyone has a whole different like looking at Shakur crazy, whatever.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying, man. They try to again. They try to say I'm too caught up on social media, but once again, they react to everything that
yeah,
goes on social media, bro. And
yeah,
me, I'm just like, hey, I'm cool with the being the underdog because I don't have that pressure. All I gotta do is go in there and go to work.
yeah,
And like, same thing with the Ito fight. All I had to do is go in there and work. I don't care. You didn't think much of me anyway, so hey, what pressure do I have on my back? He's the one that's trying to make all this history and do this, and he's going out in the media saying this. And one thing I seen, he says he has the power to knock me out in any round or whatever. Now I get whatever, but like I said, brother, you can see right now, I'm not showing any hostility. Like, oh, I'm gonna beat his ass. Nah, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I know how hard I've been working for this fight. I'm the one who actually asked for this fight
yep,
because when I couldn't get the Burchell unification, and then I seen Burchell and Valdez making a big fight, I needed a dance partner. So I went to
huh,
Top Rank and I asked them, well, I heard Carl Frampton's moving up, and if he can't get the Valdez fight, why don't we make it his worth and I fight him? So that's how that fight came about. I asked for the fight.
yeah,
When they came to me and said, "Well, champ, before the end of the pandemic, I wanted to fight in Madison Square Garden," and then they said, "Well, champ, the fight probably bigger out in Belfast." Was there any reports or new media that said Jamel Herring's being a diva and refusing to go?
no,
Okay, let's go to Belfast then. Then that fell through or whatever. And then, like you said, it felt like the fight was never going to happen. And then it came back around again. And they was like, well, champ, Frank Warren's going to take over the promotion and you might have to fight in the UK and London. I didn't care.
yeah,
Cause like I said, I know what I'm gonna do, and how hard I've been working for this fight. So again, like I don't like I said, the fight could be right now in his backyard, and I still wouldn't care because like I said, I'm fully focused and prepared for this fight.
Yeah, and we could see it. And as you said, you asked for the fight, and everybody that knows boxing knows that you wanted that one big marquee name on your resume. So what we all know you've been asking for it, and you never hesitated
Thank you.
to go to the UK, to go anywhere. Real
My thing,
quick.
like my thing is this also too, bro. Like somebody pointed out, like why would I be afraid to fight or worried about fighting a Carl? And it's not even against Carl Frampton. Like I said, I like Carl Frampton at the end of the day. I think I like him as a boxer, and I'm a fan. And that just being real. But like people try to change the narrative. Like why would I be worried about fighting a Carl Frampton when I was willing to on my first title defense go against the best junior lightweight
Oh yeah.
in the world, which is Miguel Burchell off the rip. You know what I mean? So like that, I don't really care about who I'm fighting or where the fight's at. As long as I can get, like you said, as long as I can get those marquee names on my resume, I don't care. So like if I gotta go to across the pond, I don't care because at the end of the day, I believe in me.
Yeah. And you asked for Burchell, you asked Valdez, you talked about Leo Santa Cruz, Jojo Diaz. So you've asked about all these guys. Jojo was the one that
Yeah.
you said he's your brother, so it'd be a little harder. But everybody else, you were like, let's go. You were ready. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you would ever take a step back on a fight or duck anybody.
No.
So we all know that. And real quick, Abraham Gonzalez, what's up? Nika, what's up? Hopefully you can stay on Twitter and don't get kicked out. Marquise Johns, what's up as well? They're all saying what's up.
Make sure y'all follow Knockouts with Nika YouTube. She be having some crazy news popping up as of
Oh
lately.
my
So
god.
if you watching, follow Knockouts with Nika.
Let me make sure there's no birds or anything in here real quick. I want to
Yeah,
get in trouble.
the birds are chirping.
Yeah, man. So, well, with that, man, besides all the hype and the drama surrounding the fight, how's it feel though to just be able to go back into a fight? And I believe you're gonna be with some fans, correct? In the arena you'll be fighting in.
No, that's the thing, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. The only thing that I agreed on with Frank Warren, he said I think about a week and a half ago this was probably on boxing scene, but I think it's gonna be again in a closed venue
Oh,
like there was in Vegas and his last fight. So like, and then if you like, I pay attention to everything. He said in a interview, Carl Frampton said in an interview I think months ago that it's hard for him to sometimes get that energy without that big crowd. Me, I came from where even as an Olympian, I was fighting in venues when it was only but just me and my team
yeah,
and maybe my relatives in the building. It don't bother me. Like I don't like I said, he's the one that's been in those crazy atmospheres from the Quig fights and the Donaire fights. So of course, it's probably a little different for him, but for me, the only thing that really matters to me is getting him in that ring and that name on my resume in the fight. I like
yeah,
so yeah. So basically, there's no real advantage. They can use in terms of a crowd when I go over there.
yeah.
It's just me and him in that ring, and that's it. So like I said, I'm just solely focused on the fight. All the other mess they saying about traveling to. That's why you see a lot of his supporters. If you look on Twitter, they're upset that the fight isn't happening in Belfast. But like me, I'm just like, hey, I was willing to go when it went before the
Yeah.
COVID. So don't put that on me. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, so it's gonna be in another bubble situation, pretty much inside
Pretty much.
of London as opposed to Vegas. So it is what it is. But as you said, you got him in the ring. The fight's going down, and that's all you wanted. So regardless, though, I know it's a fight that so many people have wanted to see. And I mean, if you look up boxing Twitter, when it comes up on all the fights that people are most interested for this month, Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton is right there near the top because it's
Right.
a legitimate world champion in yourself and a man who's been fighting for years, been near the top of the sport in Carl Frampton. So we know it's going to be a good fight. And
Right.
knowing now, you've had Bomac in your corner now for the last few fights. He helped you get back to the championship level, got you a belt, and you've improved consistently with him. What have you
Right.
guys seen with Frampton that you have no doubt or no hesitation going in there with Bomac in your
I
corner?
mean, Bo just thinks I'm the better man. Like he's like we speak every day, but today it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that. Today he had pointed out like he said he hadn't seen me this motivated for a fight in a long time. actually probably since the Ito fight because of everything. Like I said, everything that's been said about me from the last fight, and all the people that believe that he's going to win this fight. So like those things, they don't they don't beat me up mentally. If anything, it fuels me to go out there because I've always said you follow my career, bro. I always felt like I've been an underdog.
You
So,
know.
but I love proving people wrong. Instead of feeding into that mess they be saying, I just go out there and just work my ass off and just try to prove everyone wrong. So he's excited. He was like, it's to the point where he's trying to get me to take a little step back because he says he believes I'm already sharp right now where I'm at. Like you just see the stuff I put out. That's just a little niche of it, you know what I mean? But he feels that he's very happy with it. I mean, even Terrence is very happy. Matter of fact, Terrence he'll be back tonight. He's supposed to be coming in
Yeah.
tonight. So to continue pushing me to the rest of the camp. But matter of fact, to let everybody know, I think he'll be also be coming with me to London to
Okay.
make sure what I'm saying that
Uh-huh.
I have that support and backing with him behind me. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, the team is happy, man. Like you can just see it in my mood and my like from like months ago to now, man. Like I'm in a so much better space, and I'm like if anything. I'm just grateful. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that I even got this still it's a big fight. It's a big opportunity that I don't care what anyone says out there. If you're a boxer, if you're a fighter, you want to be in these fights that people talk about. So
Hmm.
I'm just humbled and I'm grateful. And so that's why I don't let all the other nonsense get to me. Like you even see like when they tag me and crazy stuff on Twitter, I don't reply to it, man. I
Yeah.
just let it be. You know what I mean? 'Cause like it's time to really focus and bite down. But yeah, man, the team is happy, man. The team is happy. Um, and I'm just like I said, I can fight. I'm at the point where I can fight now and be comfortable going into the fight because I worked so hard to get where I'm at.
Yeah, man, and everybody that follows you that knows you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be on weight. You're gonna be sharp. And yeah, I could say it as well. When I seen you fight, because I seen you when you fought Ito, but I seen you fight in person when you fought Moralde here in Fresno. And I remember
Right.
before that fight, everybody was pumping him because he was coming off of a spectacular knockout and a great
Yeah,
performance.
he beat one of my stablemates,
Yeah,
Ishmael Window. So
yeah,
yeah, they pumped. And I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because that's the same mindset that I have for this fight.
yeah,
Really, that's how I really feel. That's how I really feel about having that killer instinct. How I just kept coming and
yeah,
coming for him, and I was really and to the point where you seen it himself. The commission actually wanted to stop that fight,
yeah,
but his team kept pushing. Oh no, we're fine. That's how I feel. I'm glad. That's the same way I went into that fight, and the same way I feel about this fight, and that's how I feel going into it. Like I don't care where the fight's at. I'm just like motivated and hungry to go in there and put on a dominating performance. So yeah, I'm glad you laid it. I think about that fight. I think about that fight, and I think about the Ito fight, and I feel like I said, I feel even more confident, honestly, than those two fights going into this one.
yeah. And see, so everybody, I pay attention and I know my boxing because I that's the
Yeah,
same thing I see from you in this fight, in this preparation. I remember when they were throwing stuff and you're like, "Hey, it's cool, talk all you want. We'll see you in the ring." And then I'm sitting there and I was just like, "Man, he's making this dude look nothing like the guy that I seen in his last fight." And you
and
dominated.
people, and it's so
He looked
bad.
out of it.
People were and it's funny because people were actually at the end were upset that I didn't stop him because of the way I was so
Yeah,
easily dominating him and boxing him towards the end. Like
yeah.
I just put on it was a clean sweep, but
It was a
that's
clinic.
the motivation that yeah, that's the motivation that I got for this fight. And I'm not taking anything from Carl Frampton, but I don't want anyone saying anything. I don't want anyone to make any excuses when my hand was raised. I don't want to hear nothing about size and none of that. No, because
Yeah,
even the betters they got me as a slight underdog, which is cool. But I don't want to hear any excuses for this fight.
yeah, and that seems to be the trend this day in boxing. There's someone loses and this is what happened. This is what happened. It's no. Right now, you asked for the fight. He's talked the fight up more than anybody. Him and his team. And then the thing I think that really might bug people is it's not even just his team. It's other people from the UK that started chiming in and I've seen Jamel at this place. There's no way he makes 130 easily. When I seen that video, I was like, dude, I see him up all the time. I was like, he never looked out of shape. It's a couple of the fights that you were at where people were members of your team were there to fight. You looked like you were like you could run for a week and you'd make 130 the next week. So
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, because even like yeah, when I go to fights in top rank season, they be like, man, you look like you can go now.
yeah,
But that's just me. And like I don't, I never been that fighter that blow up 30 pounds. Like if I even get up to like 20 pounds over the limit, I start coming down. I start bringing myself down. Like you know what I mean. I get out there and you see I run and go work out. So
yeah,
just to like I don't want it because I like who wants to go to camp to focus on solely losing weight. Like I'd
yeah.
rather go to camp to focus on you know working on the game plan and practicing working on technique. I'm not going to camp. I'm not going to camp to solely focus on just losing weight. Like no, like that's a waste of the camp.
Exactly. And like I've told you before, there's been times, man, when I'm sitting down to get something to eat, and I look at my phone, and there
I
you
put up a
are,
post.
yeah, shirt off, 6 pack, doing something. I'm like, come on, bro, man. The last time I had just got this Marie Callender's pie, and I was like, I'm gonna tear this up right now. And I look, and there you are with the weights doing sit-ups. I'm like, man, you know what? All right. So the next day, I told you, man, I had to go outside and do some work because I was like, man, every time I look at this guy's post, he's
That's
doing
good,
something.
man. But you got some work in though, man.
Yeah.
You got some work, and it felt good about yourself
Oh
afterwards.
yeah, definitely. I was like, my arms are a little sore, but it's cool. Like I gotta do what I gotta do. But
Got
yeah,
it in though.
and the thing is with you, like I've seen now that I've been around the sport so much, I've seen when fighters are constantly putting up videos, and you could see them like their face looks a little drained or they look tired. You've never looked that way to me. I've never seen one where you look tired. I've seen maybe where you've been frustrated about something, and that was
Right,
maybe more in your last camp, which made sense with everything that you went
right.
through for the fight. But you never look drained, exhausted, or like, oh, I can't do it. So you probably are one of the most well conditioned athletes in boxing.
Thank
As you
you.
said, you're always in shape. Really, I mean, the times I've seen you outside of a fight, I'm like, man, this dude could probably lose 10 pounds in like 3 days or something and be ready to go without even being drained at
Man, like
all.
I say, man, I like, and for this fight, it's just so important to me that I did overtime,
Yeah,
like I mentioned before, like to a point with the team, they had to grab me and pull me back some because they don't want me to overtrain because they already feel that I'm sharp now. And right now, I think this will be probably my like last hard week of sparring at least, and then we'll start coming down next week or so on whatever before the fight. But when during fight week, I don't focus. I don't the work is already done. If anything, fight week we would just focus on just definitely bringing the weight down
uh-huh.
to to the limit, and that's really much it because we don't put in so much work as it is. So there's no need to use fight week to go even harder or try to kill ourselves to even lose the weight. No, we just start. We have a routine and we start just bringing it down little by little. So I'm like I said, like I said today, man. I can fight right now and I'll be happy with my performance because like I said, I don't brag about what's been going on, especially with Jim Moore and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
my trainer's been like, we really had to like started bringing in different sparring because we either wore this guy out or this guy couldn't keep up with the pace that we were going at, so we had to bring in fresh bodies and things of that nature. But because man, like I said, I'm just happy. I'm pretty sure you seen my Instagram over the
yeah,
weekend. Like you seen with Bomac, he was going crazy
yeah,
because he loved what he's seeing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And he's happy. So he's not worried about he's not worried about me going into this fight. If ain't like so, all we gotta do is just follow the game plan and just take it one round at a time.
Definitely. And man, as you know, I'm looking forward to this fight. And as I've told you before, it's funny to me, but you're like my daughter's favorite fighter. So she keeps
Thank
asking
you.
me when you're fighting. So I told her at the end of the month, and she's ready to watch. So
Tell us hello too, man.
I
Tell
will
us
let her know.
hello and thank you for her support.
Yeah, I'll let you know. She throws a punch and she says "Go Jamal" every time, and she'll catch somebody with it. It's funny, but
That's what's up, man.
yeah, it's funny because she'll just catch somebody randomly, and they're like, "What'd she say?" And I'll tell them they're like Jamel. I'm like, "Oh yeah, boxer, world champion." They're like, "Oh, that makes sense now." Okay, but in your last fight with man, what's his name? He just went blank.
Okendo, Mr.
Okendo, okay, there you go.
Okendo.
Okendo. Everything was rough in there. I mean, it was not a classic fight, but there was something in that fight that I called that you actually did that I got a message from Douglas Fisher about later. In the show, I said you were gonna drop him. I believe it was it the uppercut or the hook? I said you
Yup,
were
it
gonna
was the
catch him.
uppercut,
Yeah,
the slip up there.
yeah, and I called it. I said you were gonna knock him down, you might knock him out, but it's gonna come with the slip and the uppercut perfectly timed and countered because of what I was watching before the fight on him, and then you landed
Right.
it. When you caught him with that, did you think he was done, or were you surprised that he got up and recovered pretty
I
well?
actually was surprised he got. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised that he got up in the way he got up because he got
Yeah,
up kind of quick. So I was
yeah,
surprised, like, okay, but at the same time, if people like they always say this and that about me in terms of boxing skill and wise or whatever, but like they always try to say I don't carry power for okay, whatever. It doesn't bother me. But if you really look at Okendo's history, man, that's
you
a
don't get
that's a
bro.
hard dude to put
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
That's a hard dude to put down, man. Like,
yeah,
so I put him down, and I put him down with one shot. You know what I mean? And there was other times where I did hurt him. And I think, like, for me, from the punishment he was taking in the early round is why he resorted
yeah.
to those crazy tactics. 'Cause, like, people were trying to, like, you seen him, they was dogging me about the end of the way the fight ended. But like, if you look at it, I was winning every round. I put him down. He had a point deduction. Like what more? I understand if it was a fight where it was so close that I was just looking for a way out, but that wasn't the case, man. Like, and I showed the medical proof that my eye was really. It wasn't so much of the cut. I thought it was blood. 'Cause it was so blurry. I thought it was actually something streaming in my eye. But like,
Uh,
no. When I went to the doctors, they thought I had a broken orbital bone at
yeah,
first, and they were saying that it was the my cornea was scratched up from all the headbutts and things of that nature. That I had to like at least just rest for 2 weeks for my vision to heal. And then I had, if you look on my boxer, they had me suspended from the injury actually until March. So I was suspended for 6 months.
oh yeah,
Usually you see guys get suspended for a cut, they
3
suspended
months,
for like
right?
maybe like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months tops. They had me suspended for 6 months. So I had to basically, as a fighter again, fight my way to get to the Frampton fight because I had to go get all the medical proof that showed that I was cleared, that my eye was healed up. But people call me every name under the
Yeah,
sun, whatever. You know what I mean? But I didn't. I can't take it personal. If anything, I look at that like as a kind of like a blessing. And the way I say that is because for now, for all those people that was doubting me, like I said again, when I go in this fight, I don't want to hear no
yeah,
excuses about what I'm saying. But the fight happens to be one sided because you guys put all this faith in Frampton for for this or that reason. So it is what it is. But like I know me. I like come on, man. I've been through the Shavakov fight when I was beaten up badly. And like no fighter ever admits that. Like I was beaten up badly in that fight. What I'm saying, I had a real concussion in that fight. I had a hole in the bottom of my lip, and I still continued to fight on until my corner said enough was enough.
yeah,
But now all of a sudden, that a fight that I'm winning, I'm all of a sudden just a quitter. But
yeah.
it is what
Yeah,
it is, man. Like I said, if anything, I'm grateful I got the opportunity now, and we could just, like I said, we could just wipe whatever happened in the last fight with a great performance in this fight.
yeah, and that's I'm gonna say that's boxing Twitter these days. They are so quick to switch up on somebody and give every name in the book that fast. So I know a lot of the fighters tell me now is they don't pay no attention to it because it's just the way it is. 2 days before, everybody's like, "Oh, Herring's back in the ring. This, and this," and then after that, I can't believe he quit. I can't. It's like, come on, man. Like,
And mind you, and the crazy thing about it, this is like I'm a person that any other fighter at the time, I could have easily just said, you know what, I'm gonna just sit out for the rest of the year. I'll
yeah,
wait for the fight to fight. If you look at it on a top ranked stable alone, no other world champion was really defending their title.
yeah,
They were either fighting, they were either like Miguel Berchelt. He fought at catchweight 135 for basically a
yeah,
tune up. My boy Shakur even said, he was just going, he just moved up, and he wasn't even going to bother, defending the featherweight title.
mm,
Shakur was like, whatever, I'm just going to just move up and just take this fight and do what I got to do. Tyrant called me up and was like, champ, we need a champion to at least defend their title during the pandemic and the bubble. And I was okay with it. Even when the fight got postponed twice,
twice.
I still was gonna be, do my part as a world champion and defend my title. I could have easily been like, whatever, forget Okendo. Let's move on to somebody else for a quick tune up at a catch weight at 134, 133, something like that. Where I don't have to suck my body down again to 130. And like I said, I did all that, and it's like I still got criticized for for this or that reason. But it's crazy, man. If you really look at it, I was like the only world champion at the time that's really got there defending their title.
Yeah, and that's boxing Twitter. And my thing has always been everything that you've been through, all the fights that you've been through. As you said, the one with Shakov, and then you're an ex-marine, or not an ex-marine, you're a marine. You've been to
Right.
2 wars. To call you a quitter is disrespectful, not just to you as a person, to every soldier that's ever been out, to every person that's gone through all the bad things that you've gone through in life. And that pissed me off. And I remember I was it was also a moment for me that I like to see the respect that people gave you when everybody's like, if you're gonna
Right.
call somebody a Twitter or a quitter, Jamel Herring is the last one you could do that to. And it was so many people that just jumped up like, you guys are insane. Like, there's no way he quit. The ref said this. He asked him, is it over? And then you see the cut. And then, yeah, when you were posting about, look at what the ref or the doctor was saying. It's like, see, he didn't quit. There was a reason they stopped it. And that night also, your Instagram live was the funniest thing, man. When
Yeah,
the
because
nurse was
I
asking the
still know I
questions.
still got my sense of yeah, still got my sense of humor. Nurses asking me if I'm sexually active and then crazy stuff like that. And but that tells you I don't I still at the end of the day I don't make excuses but I still carry my sense of humor and then like I put out the proof. It's still on my Instagram.
Yeah,
This is the paperwork from the doctor. Like, what more do y'all want? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all want me to lose my eye to prove that, you know what I mean, that there was something
that
really
you're
wrong?
tough.
Like, come on, like, oh yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, who was the fighter in London that that fought Joyce, Dubois, and
Oh
they tried
yeah,
to say the same thing about
yeah,
he came out with a broken orbital bone,
yeah,
dog. It's so when I seen that, I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
yeah,
Like you point out, just boxing Twitter, and all you can
yeah,
do is just ignore it, regroup, and just go back and focus on the next one. And like I said, man, I'm a few weeks out from the next one, and I don't have any like. If I like I say, you got to be real with yourself. If I thought I was a quitter or whatever, I wouldn't be going to this fight very confident the way I'm feeling now. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, I probably wouldn't even take the fight. I'll probably be like, you know what? Let me vacate whatever and do, something like something crazy. But like, nah, I was the one that was pushing for the fight afterwards. It's the reason why I signed up with MTK Global so I
yeah.
can get to make sure I can still get the fight. Because like you said, at one point in time, it looked like the fight was never going to happen. I had to sign up with I had a team up with MTK Global to make sure we got that fight in the making. Even like it's down to I don't care where the fight's at. We like, hey, you still keep the fight over there. I want the fight still. So like, you
No,
know what I mean? I didn't make no excuses. Even then, I seen but like you said, it's boxing Twitter, man. I actually seen people blame me from his side, his fan base, because the fight wasn't happening in Belfast. Like I'm in control of a damn pandemic.
yeah,
Come on, man. But when you see stuff like that, man, like you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like I even seen comments where people actually said that the judges gave Ito a gift when we fought. So I'm like, man, I must be doing something right if I'm in those type
yeah,
of conspiracy conversations now
yeah,
I'm the reason for this or that.
yeah. Definitely. And again, that's boxing Twitter for you these days, man. Um, so we're gonna slide a little bit over. You have your fight the 27th. The week before, and you've already mentioned these names. Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez are fighting at 130. If after your fight you come out victorious and whoever wins out of there, is that an option for you, or would you like to make that fight, or are you looking other ways right now because they both possibly turned you down?
Um, like I said, I mean, honestly, of course I would like that fight because I mean, who wouldn't want to unify? But we all know, I still have obligations after this fight.
Yeah,
If, depending which route I go, especially with my team, we still have to deal with the mandatory, which is my boy Shakur. So we can't ignore that.
yeah,
But in terms of the Valdez and Berchelt fight, I'm just looking at it. Like I said, I don't have any. People thought like I was real bitter with Berchelt because I didn't get the fight. Like, no, I'm like if anything, I looked at it it was just business. And
yeah,
I also looked at it as if I was the easy work, they would have jumped on me real quick because that'd have been an easy title for anyone to get. But I couldn't get the fight with either one of those guys, so it just says a lot about who I am. But as a fan, I wish those two both the best of luck. I will be tuning in.
yeah,
Basically, not just from a fighter standpoint, but I want to see what Oscar Valdez is trying to expose in Berchelt because him also. Like I think if you really look at it, bro, he probably gets more criticism
than
and less
anybody.
hope for that fight than I do for my fight. Like
Yeah,
people just think that He's committing basically suicide for that fight. But like he's been very confident. I've been reading the interviews and watching everything he's been saying, and I give him all the respect. And I give Miguel Bertelt the same respect. He never once have I went out there and downplayed his
Yeah.
accomplishments. The reason why I wanted to fight him because I felt that he's the best super featherweight in the world. So I gave him that respect, and I gave Oscar Valdez that respect for taking that chance against one of the best in the division. But yeah, I mean, of course, I would like to see that fight. Of course, I'm gonna be watching too. Also, the week before that, my boy JoJo
JoJo
fight.
this
So
Saturday. Yep.
basically the whole month of February is junior lightweight month. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It's a lot of good stuff. But like, yeah, man, like I mean, I don't have like I said, I'm not gonna go out there and say I'm gonna kick whoever ass, whoever win.
Mm.
It doesn't matter who it is. Like, nah, man. Like, hey, I wish those guys the best of luck. You know what I mean? I look forward to an entertaining fight. From JoJo's fight to the Berchelt Barrett's fight. I wish all those guys the best of luck. And if we can make those fights, then I'm all for it. But whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. And as you said, what does Oscar see? And he seems real confident, and he's reminding me of you in the sense that he's not talking, he's not saying anything, he's just confident, confident, confident,
And
confident.
matter of fact, speaking of reminding him of me, like, bro, I just seen on Instagram he's sparring, Canelo.
Canelo,
But like, so are people gonna look at
get
him
mad.
crazy the way they looked at me for sparring Bud? Like
Yeah,
I said in the recent interview, I commend him for that. If you have those resources into your advantage, go ahead and
use
take
him.
full advantage of it.
Yeah,
Like, go ahead and get that experience factor. If you got Canelo, if you sparring with one of the best fighters in the world, go ahead and use it to your advantage. So like, why knock me for using Terrence Crawford to my advantage to get me ready, not
yeah,
only physically but mentally for a big fight. So like I said, I commend him for what he's doing. Like he's not taking any shortcuts. He's trying to he's making the best of his camp as he possibly can.
yeah. It definitely. And my thing has always been a fighter that's lost knows what it's like to be there and knows how to respond during adversity. Valdez hasn't
Right.
lost yet, but we've seen him handle adversity around. Burchell,
Yeah.
in his one loss, he couldn't recover from that knockdown and he was stopped. So that's always been my thing. How was he going to respond
And I
if Valdez catches him
and
with
I
the
will
left
say
hook?
I will say this styles being fights
Yep.
because like I said, I'm not saying that I'm gonna if I fight Bachelt that I would go in there and dominate because like I said, the guy that he lost to I had beat.
Mm-hmm.
I had fought in the future afterwards. And that guy was rolling on his high horse
Yep.
because of victories like that. But like I said, man, like he could like Bachelt couldn't recover from that. I think it happened, it was like one round. The first
One round.
round
Yep.
he got caught. He got caught and that was that, whatever. But like, Valdez, he's being caught and he's actually recovered well.
Yeah.
The quick fight got a broken jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? The Jason Velez fight.
Yeah.
He got put down.
And
The
then,
blue nose the
yeah.
blue nose fight. He got put down. He came like Valdez has had some adversity in the ring that he overcame,
Yeah.
and I respect him for that. Like he came back, like he bounced back like a true champion. So I want to like see what happens if say Burchell puts him down
Yeah.
but doesn't finish him. How does he
Yeah.
bounce back? How and he has a great team with Eddie Reynoso and the gang over there as well. So I'm pretty sure that they're implementing a great game plan. But like I said, I'm just interested as a fan. But
Yep.
I would love to get a shot at that green belt.
Yeah.
That's just me. But we'll see how it plays out.
Definitely. And yeah, that's the thing. As you mentioned, this whole month is pretty much junior lightweight and then Canelo. But all eyes are on your weight class more because all the fights are real close competitive fights. So
And
yeah,
they're all world title fights.
exactly. So 130 is got the boxing world this month. So I'm gonna get into a little bit as you talked about your camp. So again, I always bring up the work I see and the time I've been around you guys when I see you at fights. How close and how special is the feeling, being part of that camp, with Bomac, Terrence, Steve Nelson, all of them? Because every time I see you guys, any fight, man, I mentioned it to you once. It was unfair that you had Bomac in your corner, and then you got Terrence and Steve and forgot who else was there. like, hey, do this, and I see you do it. I'm like, the dude he's fighting has no chance because he's got some of the best fighters and trainer in the world right now. So how does it feel and how special is it? Because I see it from where I'm at.
It feels great to have all that experience and that support base behind you. But I love the fact, and I'm pretty like I said, that's why I share everything with my own social media, especially on my Instagram, to let people just give people an insight what I go through on the daily. But you see, man, it's like a family environment.
Yeah,
Like we gotta think about it, for like 2 3 months, we're under one roof. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But we gel so well together. You know what I mean? And it's like really like these guys are family. Like I mean, even when I go home to my own family, I still think about how those guys are doing. Or you see me like, during the Kell Brook fight, I came
yeah,
back here to support Bud and push him for his fight, and
yeah.
he came to me, he thanked me. We hugged it out, and that was it. You know what I mean? So, but other than just besides the boxing, man, just having guys like that behind you who really want to see you just succeed, not only in boxing but in life as a whole, is a blessing. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
get a lot of camps, you see it, man. You get a lot of fight camps there. They'll have all this talent, but you really don't see that talent hanging out with each other
Hmm.
after they leave the gym, you know what I mean? Or after the fight is over with. But like with us, you see us everywhere together in like videos, hanging out, chilling, laughing, joking, doing whatever. Even when there's no fights or training going on, we
Yeah.
still are together. You know what I mean? Like so that goes to show you what type of environment that we have in our camp, and that's why me as a champion, I always felt that it was my obligation to bless other fighters and prospects with that same love that Bud and them gave me, and I gave to them. Like now I brought in new talent in to just to come and experience that same love and soak up all that experience as well.
Definitely. And I've seen it and I've told you about it before. One other thing, man, I want to commend you too, because it's something that I try to push forward as well, is the love and support that you show for women's boxing as well. Michaela
Yeah,
Mayer, the fighter you just got, reps. You constantly put her up to
Micaiah
fight
Krebs.
reps.
Yep,
Yeah, there you
Micaiah.
go.
Yep, shout out to my girl Micaiah Krebs.
You got her always on Twitter, Instagram. You post something up about her, the work you were doing with Michaela. You know, I've always said for me, because I have a daughter, you have daughters as well. So I want to push everything that I can for women as much as I possible. I know I don't have a
Yeah.
big platform, but I see you do it, so I know it's gonna get bigger and gonna get better. So I commend you for that because you're
Oh
constantly
yeah,
working
I
with
mean,
us.
just if you look at just in the last 5 years, man, women's boxing has
Yeah,
actually came a long way,
definitely.
and like I said, man, we're both fathers of beautiful daughters. You know what I mean? So you of course you want your daughter in the future to have the same playing field. It doesn't matter, not even just in sports, but
Yeah,
anything they do as men do as well. So of course I'm gonna go out there. I like I said, when Michaela, I don't treat them as women fighters. I treat them as just fighters. You know what
yeah,
I mean? They love the same sport that we love. So just because of their gender, I'm supposed to look at them differently.
yeah,
Like you see it now, Michaela, she's here with me during training camp. I invited her in. She wanted to come train. She's just working with Bo. She's just working out with Bo Mac and Red in the gang today. I have no issue with her coming to my camp.
yeah,
Coming to the gym when I'm working. You know what I mean? Because me and Michaela with Team USA teammates from like 10 years, over 10 years ago now. Like that's when we first met. We met on Team USA, and like I said, I just want to see her, go far in this sport as any other male would want to go far in the sport. The same thing with Clarissa Shields,
hmm,
Sanisa Estrada, and the list goes on, man. But yeah, man, like I said, I look at them, I treat them all as fighters. Like saying Michaela, you see me we was doing the
yeah,
push-ups together. Hey,
yeah,
I'm not gonna feel bad for you because you're a female. Nah,
yeah.
you a fighter. Matter of fact, you're a world champion. I'm a world
Exactly.
champion. So
Yeah,
we're gonna we're gonna do this work. We're gonna get this work in together. Yesterday we
yeah,
did the incline together. Hey, you wanna come? Hey, you wanna be a part of it? All right, come on. I'm not gonna baby you, but you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the most out of this work. You're gonna do the same thing that I'm doing. I'm not gonna treat you we're not gonna treat you differently because of your gender.
definitely. And that's why I always say, man, I commend you for it because I try as hard as I can to push for it. You obviously got a bigger platform, but you show the same amount of love and do everything you can. So definitely, I
And
just
like I said,
respect
bro,
it.
you already know. And the same thing you pointed out too, man. You and I both still gonna have to that Twitter boxing troll mess,
Yeah.
because you still got those who are very biased. But like I said, as long as we keep that, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter how small your platform is or how big mine is or whatever you want to put it as long as we all together keep pushing and fighting for, for these women to succeed in the sport that we both love, it's gonna go far. Because like I said, man, people are actually starting to pick up onto it more now. You even got promoters now who once really wasn't big supporters
Yeah.
of women's boxing, who are really digging deep into it. And
Definitely.
that's why I give credit to a lot of guys like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has a huge stable
Women
of
fighters.
not just women, fighters, but actually women who are actually really talented
Yes.
in the sport of boxing. So, I like that. Like, if the more we see of that, the more it's going to become, a mainstay. Like I said,
Yeah.
UFC has done a great job with their women. So, I'm hoping we can do the same thing for boxing as a whole.
Definitely, and I think we will, especially with the fighters that we have and the skills that they have. As you said, Clarissa Shields, Michaela Mayer, Sinisa Estrada, Franchon Cruz, DeZern. Shout out to my girl HH Diva.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
Terry.
if you look at it, if you really look at it though, bro, a lot of these women's fighters now, and it's no knock to any women back fighting in '90s, because we had a lot of great talent.
Yeah.
But now, if you look at this, the weight classes, just in today's environment, a lot of these women now they have that amateur background
Yeah.
experience behind it. It's not just some of these women that back in the day you seen it. They just signed up for boxing, but
And then do it.
they had no real
Yeah.
reason of being in there with these top, with the Layla Ali's and these top fighters back in the day. They had no business
Yeah.
being in there. They just signed up for the fight. But now you got competitive fighters where this female was an Olympian. This one was a top amateur. Was ranked number, in the world and in the amateur. So you starting to see a lot more competitive fighters who are actually legitimate
Yeah.
fighters in terms of women's boxing now.
Yeah, and then the weight classes are deeper now. There's
Oh
more
yeah,
competition.
yeah.
There's a bigger pool, and like I said earlier, this year I believe, last year two of the most entertaining fights in all of boxing were women fights. It was Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon and Nicola Jonas and Terry Hopper. That was a great fight, and those were two of the best fights I've seen all year. So
And then we had a shocker,
yes,
we had a shocker at welterweight, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Jessica,
So like, yeah, so like it's like saying, man, and they get to people, and we know it, man. There's those guys that talk that trash
yeah,
about women's boxing, but I guarantee those same individuals were probably tuning into those fights when
yeah.
they were going on, because they was, like I said, they were some very entertaining, good fights.
Yeah, and there's one I won't diss him because he never says it in a disrespectful manner. But there's a trainer who said, "Oh, I don't watch women's boxing. I don't really like to see that." But he's never said it to be disrespectful. And last year, I remember him
Right.
tweeting like, "Damn, these fights were bad. Like those were good fights." That like he was like, "Hey, if it's a good fight, I'm gonna watch." And that's the thing. At the end of the day, is it shouldn't be looked any different, men, women, or whatever. Just let them fight because a lot of the
It,
time
it, it's
they
good.
put
It's
on the
just
show.
good, entertaining fight. Yeah,
Exactly. They put
good
on the show.
entertaining fight. Like I said, and shout out to my guy Lou DiBella, because he's also growing his
Yep.
stable of women fighters as well, and he's very interested in Micaiah Krebs. So, like I said, Micaiah, her pro debut, we
Oh
got,
man.
she got a second round KO, and she looked, it wasn't like a cat fight. She went in
Yeah.
there with real legitimate skill,
Yep.
slipping punches, countering and everything, and she has legitimate power. So
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited to see how far she will go in the sport of boxing. But best believe she'll be back soon.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of her, I know a big proponent of her as well is Ernie Green. He's always posting stuff up about her, and
Yeah,
he
yep.
bring it up in that chat that we have Friday nights. He was like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this fight," and
Hey,
she was amazing.
hey, Ernie, man, send me the link, man. Just because I'm in camp, I mean I can't get in these chats on Friday nights, man. I didn't get the link in a while, Ernie. I need the link.
Hey, man, and you know what? On the last couple Fridays have been hilarious on there, man. We had the one with the card in Thailand where the ring card girl fell outside the ring as she was stepping out. The one this last week, I mean, with the bare knuckle fights and all that what was going
Right.
on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah, those were good
You know
ones,
what I'm
man.
saying,
So
man? Yeah, hey, man, they were throwing, man.
yeah,
They
I
were
was watching. I
throwing.
was like, damn, dude, like they're hitting hard. That women's fight was
It's crazy
amazing.
when I see fight, I'm not gonna lie, when I see fights like that, and I'm thinking like, because as a fighter for men, when we get battered like that, you catch us out there wearing sunglasses. But I'm,
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, yo, when they go out in public, do people like sometimes think that they was like like in a domestic dispute at
yeah,
times? Because like they be looking like, man, they be like that
yes,
last fight. I know the next morning they had some whelps and bruises that people thought that they probably should have called the authorities on
yeah.
somebody, man, because they was going at it,
That was my first thought too. I was like, imagine them walking down the street with their significant other,
going into
and,
Walmart.
and then like armed wrapped around. They're gonna be like, "Hey, I think they get beat. Let's call the cops or let's follow them or something." And
They're in an abusive relationship, man. You need to stop the question.
yeah, exactly. And
Crazy, man.
turns out, oh no, I'm the fighter. I'm the one that fights. I'm a professional. Oh,
Right.
okay. But yeah, man. But that was the thing. Again, that was the most impressive fight on that card. Was the women's fight there. It was incredible, and to me, it was more incredible. Not just men, women, or nothing, but they were landing flush shots, and these are bare knuckle, and they were landing solid shots,
And
and
they
they
just kept
took them.
coming.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care if you're a man or woman. If you take shots like that, you got a
Kept
chin
coming.
for days. So definitely, right.
Now, like I say, yeah, if she beat, if they beat on their significant others, boy, I feel sad for them because they can hit.
Exactly, and that's why I always laugh when people tell me, "Oh, have you ever flirted with a female fighter?" I'm like, man, hell no, never. First, I'll never be the guy to do that to his woman. Secondly, not with a fighter. Like, imagine that, let's catching a beating from her at the wrong time for something stupid. Nah, I'm cool, man.
Exactly.
So, but man, I have many friends that are fighters that I talk to, and I give them all the respect as well. Just they're fighters and they're humans, man. At the end of the day, we need to treat them all the same, as you said. And coming up here on the end, real quick before we go, Jamel, anything you want to first specifically say to Carl Frampton before we go, so we could let him see this tomorrow when he wakes
I
up?
mean, I nothing really. Like I said, I'm just know that I will be there, ready to go, February 27th. And like I said, man, I'm looking forward to putting on a hell of a fight. Like I said, I don't have much talking to do. I just want to get. I'm actually eager to have him get on that damn plane and get over there at this point in time. But like I said, man, I'm looking for a real good fight, man. Like I have a great feeling about this fight, and I like for anybody who's watching, I just want them just to tune in, just tune in.
Definitely. And real quick, let them know where to follow you on all your social media platforms and anybody that you want to give a shout out to.
You can follow me at Jamel Herring on Instagram, Twitter. Everybody knows I interact a lot on
Yep.
Twitter, of course. So, like, if you want to hit me up on Twitter. I'll have no issue talking to anybody. I got to give a shout out to my team, of course. From Bomac down to Bud, Red Spikes, Esau Diegas, Jamie Belt, my strength coach. I gotta give a shout out to you, bro, because like I said, we make jokes. Like I said, I
Yeah.
still ain't go Hollywood, bro. I'm still here. So we make our jokes, but like I said,
Yeah.
I love you to death, bro. And
Definitely.
like I said, shout out to people who've been supporting me from day one, like Nika. So like I said, everyone who's hold on, my man, hold on, I got my man just walked in. Hold on, you gotta say what's up, man. My man just walked in.
Oh,
You
what's
see what
up,
I told
bud? What's up?
you?
Oh,
My man
making a
just walked
special
in.
appearance real quick.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
Yeah.
hey, my guy, I told you he'll be here today, but like I said, shout out to my girl Nika, man. Also follow her platform, Nika from
Yep.
Nika. She's putting out this great information. Thank you for your platform as well,
Definitely,
bro.
bro.
And you know me, anytime you need to speak, hit me up, bro. I got you. I might be slow in the text,
No, that's cool. That's
but
cool.
I got you. And also give me a shout out to my partner at First Fight Management, Jerry Casares. That's my brother out there in LA. JC's doing a real great job. Also, molding these fighters into the right direction. So, but yeah, man, like I said, man, we're gonna talk again.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, matter of fact, we need to talk after the 27th for sure.
Definitely.
But
Definitely, we will.
we can talk for sure Friday in our own little meetings. And
Yep.
like I said, man, I feel good, man. I'm in a great mood. I'm just blessed, man.
Definitely, man. Yeah, and thank you again for coming on, bro. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I make my little jokes with you being Hollywood and everything, but I know you always reach back out, so
It's
appreciate
all
that.
love, bro.
Yeah, and
All right.
let Bud know though. I want a 3-point contest. I only got 100 though. I ain't got a mill like he be
Hey,
telling
bud, they
Errol.
trying to challenge you to the 3-point contest in here, bro.
Oh,
Hey, I got friends out in Cali that want some of that work.
Only a bill though. Only a bill. That's all I got. But
Only a
yeah,
bill. Yeah, cause they'll try to ring for every penny in your pocket, bro. I'm telling you.
I've seen them school people, but I got confidence. That's the one thing I had. I could shoot threes for days back in the day, so I know I still got that. But yeah,
All
man.
right,
So
bro.
thanks again, bro. Thank you for coming in. For everybody that tuned in today, thank you again. Announcement soon. We already mentioned his name earlier, but this Saturday I'm gonna have Oscar Valdez. Best believe I'm gonna ask him about a Jamel Herring fight. Should
Tell
he win?
myself what's up.
I will
Tell
let him
myself
know.
what's up too, man. I'll be tuned in, and hopefully we can make a fight in the future.
Definitely. So I'm gonna have Oscar Valdez in this Saturday. I might be a little hiding from Twitter for a few days. My birthday is tomorrow, so I'm gonna be out of it for couple
Happy
days.
birthday, bro.
Appreciate it.
Happy
So
birthday, man. Like I said,
appreciate it, man. Love you
and
too, bro.
tell the little one I said what's up, and I'm grateful for. Hold up, and before I go, come on, bro. I got to show my people some love, man. They show you love on here too, bro.
What's up, Bo, man? How you doing?
What's the word,
Tell him
man?
we feeling good about that fight, bro. Tell him
We
we
ready.
Oh, ready. Definitely. I can see it. I see the work.
Yeah.
ready.
Ready. Yeah, definitely. All right, man. So
Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna let you go, man. Enjoy your birthday tomorrow, man. God bless
Appreciate-
you, and God bless the family, man. Much love to all of y'all, man.
you too, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, and bless you and your family as well, bro. Talk soon, bro. Take it easy.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
Later.
it. Later.